Namo Phat. Good morning. Thank you for joining me for our daily practice check-in. Listen, listen, listen. This beautiful sound calls us back to our true home. The fourth mindfulness training. Aware of the suffering caused by unmindful speech and the inability to listen to others, I vow to cultivate loving speech and deep listening in order to bring joy and happiness to others and to relieve others of their suffering. Knowing that words can create happiness or suffering, I'm determined to speak truthfully with words that inspire self-confidence, joy, and hope. I will not spread news that I do not know to be certain, and will not criticize or condemn things of which I am not sure. I will refrain from uttering words that can cause division or discord, or that can cause the family or the community to break. I'm determined to make all efforts to reconcile and resolve all conflicts, however small. We're continuing to read Ajahn Sundara's collection of Dhamma reflections called Seeds of Dhamma. This one is Discipline and Wisdom. The word discipline is not just an empty word. Discipline is something that requires us to use our intelligence, our wisdom, our knowledge of ourselves and the mind to assess what is really important in life, to find out what our priorities are, even to write them down if necessary. What is really most important in this life? It is so easy to get lost in a maze of other things. Discipline means using the clear mind to sort out what is really worth following and what is not. Discipline means sticking with what we decide is really important. The wisdom aspect of our life, panya, is vital. Panya is the ability to think clearly, the ability to see things clearly, the ability to understand what is what and not be fooled by thoughts and moods. When we begin to do a bit of work on ourselves and start seeing through our projections and assumptions, we will be amazed at the dream world we are part of. Actually, it is all dream world, but the disconnection we have with reality adds dream upon dream. If they were all nice dreams, we might not ever wake up, but at some point they turn into nasty nightmares. That's when we start becoming interested in getting out of our dreams. The wisdom aspect also entails a certain amount of effort in taking care of the mind, making the mind a fertile ground for insight. So for example, if you have a confused mind, you don't have to see it as a problem. The fertile ground for insight is seeing confusion as it is. It's very simple, but the ego doesn't think like that. The ego is always saying, I'm confused and I feel happy when I'm not confused, so obviously I've got to get out of my confusion quickly. Of course, the ego is not very clever, so it usually jumps into another program of confusion. If it were very clear, it could see the way out, but it doesn't. It jumps into another confusion that feels just a little bit more comfortable. There are uncomfortable confusions and comfortable confusions. We tend to choose between delusions. This is often the ego program, what is the least uncomfortable. But don't worry. Liberation is much closer than we think. It's not that far away. Liberation doesn't have a color or a texture. It is just more space. May all beings be well. May all beings be happy. May all beings be peaceful. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you for joining me today.